Hi everyone, my name is Jeff Prentice. I'd like to talk about week 1, assignment 3. Let's take a look here. I wanted to go, we're going to talk about copying. Now on the Mac, as we get into Photoshop here, if you just click on your Move tool and you hold down your Alt or your Option key, you'll be able to copy. Now if you're on a PC, this just came from one of my other instructors. Press the Alt key and then holding down the right click button of the mouse, drag the template shape into the desired format area. Okay, so we're going to cover that in a minute. I wanted to talk about this assignment basically, though. I mean, we're using basic shapes to build these designs, and you can see here this is like from 15 years ago when we were actually using cutout paper. And here we actually had a narrative involved, where we would talk about congestion or depression or happiness. You could hear, this sense of movement, grouping, ending up with an isolated one. So, it has a long history, playfulness or isolation. It has a long history in abstraction of either having a narrative and not just being a design, a decorative design. So keep that in mind as you're making these. Now, these are the templates. Everything I do in this class is going to be in Photoshop first. So for those of you working in Illustrator, you need to contact a tutor to get help. You need to contact a tutor for Photoshop as well. But I can show you how to do a lot of stuff in Photoshop. That's my program. Always have your layers window open. And here, of course, are your tools. And like I say, the Move tool here is going to be important. Now, if you just move the shape over, then you lose your building block, right? So I hold down my Alt key. You see that little second arrow? That's what's going to happen with you PC users if you follow those instructions, and you can copy them over. And watch what happens over here in the layers window. Some people get, it creates a new a layer. Some people get confused by the layers window. To me, it's just like a stack of tracing paper, and you can move things around. You can move these layers up so they're on top, etc. But what I want you to look at here are the types of shapes and also the proximity. It's going to be very important that you, in this course, margins and looking at these outlines. I would take time with this assignment and playing with these and working on getting them perfectly exact. So that you can't get counted down for, say, being sloppy. Now you can move these shapes around with your arrow keys. If you hold down your Shift key, it will move them in, I think, 10 pixel increments. If you just use your arrow key, you can get them just right. So you can see there that maybe if I want to do something that had a kind of a narrative involved in it, a storyline, it would be like playfulness, maybe that could be off balance. This one, I'm not sure. Now remember, if we look at the assignment, in the assignment it says to copy 5 to 7 of the provided shapes. So that brings up a question of how we're going to actually approach this with this stipulation. But let's take a look at the rubric too. These examples are okay. They're using the old template, not as clean. But look, if you just do the assignment and it's just okay, it just kind of meets criteria, you're not going to get full points, right? So if you really want to excel in this class and get an A, you're going to need to exceed all the criteria. And here it's just exceeding some of the criteria. So keep this in mind as you look at how I'm giving points out. Now I think in looking at this stipulation personally, I think I can split the difference here, and as long as I see 5 to 7 shapes in there, I personally don't see anything wrong with having the same shape. Let's see what that might look like. So that leaves me with a problem here. What if I just like this one, the single, pole with the one balanced ball? Well, I might be able to cheat a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I really need 5 more, right? So I might be able to do something like that, right? Not a great design. Now, keep in mind, too, that you can overlap white on black, and you can overlap, when you get down into here, you can overlap and actually start making shapes like this. So look, have some fun with this. Do your best. Keep in mind margins, proximity, and, have some fun with it, and we'll see how it goes.